The mission of Big Brothers, Big Sisters is to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. Hi, I'm Carolyn Winslow, and I'm the CEO of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Butler County. And I'm here today to tell you a little bit about our agency and also about our relationship with the Butler County United Way, both of which are really important to me. I'm going to use the mission statement that's on the wall of my agency to kind of talk through as the speech I'm going to give to you today. This is our mission. This is all we do. We are not a multi-service agency. We have one focus, and that's to create one-to-one mentoring relationships. And those relationships are made of big brothers, big sisters, and little brothers and little sisters. We call them bigs and littles. You may call them volunteers and mentees, or volunteers and children. They are all adults if they're big brothers or big sisters, and they are all children, and by that I mean 6 to 18 years of age, if they're little brothers or little sisters. So our job is what comes after is to create and support. So how do you go about creating a relationship? Okay, well, we're kind of matchmakers. We have to find out about each of the people in the relationship. So we do interviews of children and families, and then we do interviews of the volunteers, the big brothers and big sisters, and then we try to place them together where we know they'll get along. We want them to share some common interests. We want them to be fairly close to each other in location, but they are spread out all through Butler County. So, more than anything, we want them to have some sense of shared purpose and a sense somewhat of a shared personality, if that makes sense. We really want them to just like each other, because that's how you start to build a relationship. And when we put them together, that relationship at first is very artificial. Very artificial. How many times do you have a friend who's a 10-year-old child? It just doesn't happen very often on its own. So what we do is we provide match support. That's this. These are people who are very skilled in their profession. They're social workers who have a good sense of what it takes to build a strong relationship together. And so each match is assigned a match support specialist. And that's honestly one of the things that separates Big Brothers, Big Sisters from less formal mentoring organizations. And it's been proven that that's one of the things that makes the relationships that we help to establish some of the strongest and most impactful relationships. So this one-to-one mentoring relationships, one-to-one is kind of our hallmark. We want to be able to let the child know that this is somebody who's in their corner, who's just there for them. Because they may have 6 siblings. They may not have really close friends. This is someone who comes to see them, who's not being paid to see them, doesn't have to see them, who is not court ordered to see them. They're choosing to see them. And that makes such a difference to the children in our program. The mentoring relationship is one of trust. First thing we measure in the relationships when we start looking at the impacts, are they getting along? Is the child able to break down through some barriers that they may have set up because people have left them or not shown up in their lives? This is a person, hopefully, who doesn't do that, who's there, who's in their corner, who has their back. So they develop this relationship, this friendship. We work through the awkwardness in the beginning. Some of them just click right away, others take a little more time. All depends on personality. But those relationships, what's so special about them is that they ignite the power and the promise of youth. Every child who comes into our program has potential. They may not be showing it. There may be a lot of things in the way of that at this point. And that's kind of the job of the big brother and big sister, is seeing the potential in the child and working on how to make that potential grow into promise and power. We want that child to become a fully functioning member of our community, someone who contributes to society, may go on into the military, may go on in education, may enter a craft or a trade. We want them to fulfill whatever their potential is. Now, we've been around at Big Brothers Big Sisters in Butler County for 52 years. It's a long time. We became a United Way partner in 1976. So you can see United Way has been very helpful to our growth and to our ability to serve the community. What I like about United Way, personally, and I'm a donor, is that this is a group that raises money from the whole community, then uses groups of volunteers to decide how that money should go out to cover the needs in the whole community. I give to United Way. I kind of look at it and think, okay, what can I afford? And I make a decision. And then at the end of the year, when that's all added up and I can see what I gave, I want to be able to see an amount that I'm proud of, that I think I made a difference. And so I'm hoping that you'll consider that and consider a donation, because I really think that's crucial to the health of our community. We need to be in this together. We need to mentor children together, and we need to provide services to all the other people who are in need in our community. And that is definitely the case right now, so I hope you'll give generously. Thank you so much for listening.